As we get further through the year, and with that, the closer we get to the release of the Trails in the Sky remake, the more excited I am for this game and just how promising this game looks like it's going to turn out to be as the months continue to go by. Now, I believe it's been a little bit since I've last made a video talking about the remake. I think I want to say around like 6 months or something like that. That sounds about right. And since then, there's been so much cool stuff that has come out with this game. We've finally gotten the English website for the game. We got the English dub voice cast trailer for the game. We've gotten character trailers, we've gotten pictures of DLC costumes, and all sorts of other cool stuff like that. It's been awesome to finally see more news of this game as the further we get to 2025, since they were a bit quiet about it later last year, but I guess that makes sense. That was when it first announced. So that's why I'm here to make another video going over all of the cool stuff that's been shown around January, I believe. Although in March they've kind of been ramping up news here and there, but before then it's just kind of been little sprinkles here and there of some cool stuff, which is why I wanted to wait until now, here in July, to make a video talking about all that stuff, because I thought it would be a lot better to lump in all of that stuff with the oldest stuff we got in the beginning of the year and some of the more current stuff. So it's going to be a fun video. We got a lot of juicy, cool stuff to talk about, so let's just jump right in. No more introductions here. And I hope you guys are excited as I am to finally be seeing and talking about more with this game. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump right on in. Alright, first things first, let's go ahead and get started with the main event. Of course, we have the English version of the Trails in the Sky remake website. Finally, no longer have to look through very bad Google translations of trying to read Japanese, because here we go. Of course, we've got Trails in the Sky first chapter, take flight into the new first chapter, September 19th, 2025, worldwide release, Nintendo Switch, PS5, and Steam. I'm pretty confident now that the Switch 2 has been out for a month now. They'll probably make a Switch 2 version of it, either closer to the release or maybe sometime down the line, like maybe November-ish or sometime the next year. And of course, you got our wish list stuff, got like the following stuff for, if you want to follow the socials for the game and all that. And a very nice touch that I honestly don't remember from the Japanese version of the website. If we go ahead and click this, just like it says right here, we can go ahead and play some of the music that they offer. I believe they offer 3 songs. You get the Roland theme, you get the song that plays when you're like hiking up through the trail paths, and then the other one I kind of forgot. But I do remember there was 3 themes. Very cool. Get to hear more of the remake themes if you haven't heard them already. So yeah, let's get started by going further down here. You can see a lot of the big juicy new stuff that we've got here. We've got like the pages for the characters that, of course, Estelle and Josh will meet in Ruan. We've got character trailers I was talking about with Sherazard and Olivier, and obviously Estelle and Joshua, of course, they've had their own as well. You get like the tactile orbment page that goes over like the orbment stuff, and just from looking at the picture over here, I just want to say I really do love how you can tell that it really does feel like the original game, like the way the orbment menu layout looks more. I'll talk a little bit more about that and go more into depth there when I actually click on that page. But I love how you can see it. It got that old touch with a remake look. You got like the Bose page, and over here we've got the Roland page that was added a while ago, and all sorts of the other older stuff that was added back when the website first came out. So yeah, I guess I'll just continue by going down through the rest of them, and then I'll hit up probably starting with the Bose page, because that, I believe, is some of the newer stuff that has come out in the past few months. So here we go. Trails in the Sky first chapter, 2 protagonists, 1 unforgettable adventure. Follow the story of Stella and Joshua, aspiring bracers who aim to protect the world and its peace. As they start out as novice bracers, the 2 travel around the liberal kingdom to solve various incidents and gain experience. Yes, indeed, they sure do. And here we go over here. I believe you can go ahead and click on every one of these. The gang, the Liberlian gang, we got Estelle, Joshua, Sherazard, Olivier, Agate, Chloe, Tita, and Jin. Very, very cool. Looking very nice in their remake style. I remember thinking back then that they were going to kind of like split up, like showing them individually. I mean, I guess they kind of are their character trailers, but I remember kind of like one of the later trailers back in the, I think maybe like a couple months ago or a few months ago, they kind of just dropped like Agate, Chloe, and Tita, and Jin, and all of that, like just back to back. And it was like a big bombshell. I was like, oh, damn, I was not expecting to do all of that. So, yeah. Oh, yeah, then, of course, we got over here, down here, the Bracers Edition. This is talking about, like, stuff where to pre-order the game. Collector's Edition, here we go. It is looking super, super cool, I will add. Brace yourself for new adventures. Pre-orders for the Collector's Edition open June 17th. Yeah, that happened, like, around more than a month ago. Just look at that. It's just so cool. Of course, you can choose like if you want to have the Switch version, the PS5, get a really nice steelbook, get the foil slipcover Bracer Guild notebook, Bracer Edition box, the art book for the game, a cloth of Liberal, which is very cool. Kind of like how what they did for the PS5 version for Cold Steel 3 and 4, I believe, where they added a map of Erebonia. Mini soundtrack CD, and this one, probably my favorite of the items, a wooden music box for the Whereabouts of Light. So I'm guessing, I mean, obviously that's what the name says, that like it's probably gonna like play the tune, sorry, really well like that. I really wish I could hear what that's going to sound like. I mean, I guess people will probably post a video on that when that comes out. And then, yeah, here we go. This is actually talking about something else I was teasing as well. Um, Many of you guys watching may have probably already seen this already. I think it was also shown a few months ago. But here we go. We got DLC costumes. I absolutely love these DLC costumes. This is like the first couple. There's a little bit more. I'll show more of that when we as we keep going on. But yes, it's made to look like. Or here we go. Let me zoom in a little bit more to make it better for you guys. It's made to look like Estelle and Joshua, how they looked in like the original version of the game, with like the chibi look, and I love it. I'm pretty sure there's a clip around there that shows just how like big and goofy and how funny it is. It's super awesome. I love it when games do that. Kind of like a Mario Odyssey with Mario 64 costume type of stuff right there. I love it when they care a lot about like the original look in like a goofy way with costumes. That's super cool. Now, the one thing I do want to add about the collector's edition is, unfortunately, this collector's edition was running through limited run games. And the reason why I say unfortunately is limited run games, LRG, they've kind of been like notoriously known for just like not really being good when it comes to collector's editions. I'll put it like that. I've heard so many stories from like people who've collected and bought all sorts of collector's editions from various games that they've had that like they didn't get their stuff until like almost a year later, or maybe even more than a year. So I was a little upset to hear that they were running this um, collected edition, but I guess it kind of makes sense why it would be them, since NIS America isn't running the localization for this remake like they usually do for Trails. So it's probably why Limited Run Games is able to get in there and be like, oh, I guess, oh, we'll take it, we'll take the ones. But I mean, you do get some really cool stuff with there, so I guess if you don't mind waiting like more than a year, I guess here you go. Here's some cool stuff. I would not recommend, as cool as this stuff is, just because of limited run games, I'd recommend not getting it. But that's just my personal bias against them. But obviously, if you want to go ahead and buy it, then go for it. I'm obviously not in charge of how people spend their money. I just want to go ahead and give a recommendation. A little bit of a warning of limited run game stuff. Although now that I'm thinking about it, it's highly possible that all this stuff has been sold out already on their website. I don't know. I haven't checked, which I guess makes sense. They got a lot of cool stuff in there. And here you go. Down here we've got, I believe it's probably links to like maybe physical stores like Amazon or Best Buy, GameStop. Amazon's not a physical store, but you get the picture. And here we go. Digital stuff over here. It's probably, yeah, for the PlayStation Store. The link for Nintendo Store is not up yet. Because when you go on your Switch or Switch 2, you can see it's not there as well. They'll probably get that updated around August. It's coming out in September. And here's a Steam link. And yeah, that about covers it for like the main page stuff. And you can go add stuff to the wish list. So let's get started with actually going into depth more about the character pages instead of jumping right into the post stuff. As much as I obviously want to do that. So let's get started with our main character, Estelle Bright, of course. And here you go. Down here you can get to see who they're voicing. I mean, obviously, many Trails fans obviously remember who's voicing Estelle and Joshua, but you know, for any of the characters who are maybe getting new VAs for characters that haven't appeared in like the present Trails games, it's a little cool, a little info to go ahead and get here. Estelle Bright, a bright and determined bracer trainee of the Guild, a girl from the Liberal Kingdom trained to become a bracer in order to protect the safety of civilians and peace of cities. A bright, outgoing, and optimistic girl who never gives up, no matter the situation. Her sincere nature leads her to trust others easily, and her actions are often impulsive. Trained by her father, a veteran bracer, she possesses considerable combat skills. For the past 5 years, she has been striving to become a senior bracer alongside her adopted younger brother, Joshua. Got some really cute chibi model over here, talking about stuff with their age, birthday, weapon, and we get some cool pictures here as well. Very, very nice. That about wraps it up for Estelle, so let's go ahead and move over to Our secondary protagonist, Joshua Bright, voiced by Johnny Young Bosch, of course. It's like how it's always been, a boy with jet black hair and amber eyes, burdened by an unknown past. A boy taken in by the Bright family 5 years ago. With jet black hair and amber eyes, he always appears cool and composed. His hobbies include reading and playing the harmonica. Highly intelligent and level-headed, he often finds himself supporting the impulsive Estelle, keeping her in check. His past prior to his adoption remains a mystery. There are times when he seems lost in thought, and has a habit of demeaning himself. Well, first of all, let me just go ahead and add, he is indeed very great at playing the harmonica, and yeah, to those who have not jumped into the Trails series yet, and are jumping in with this remake, which I really do think, obviously, this is going to be the best point to jump in for newcomers, especially since, it's the remake of the very first game. Just keep in mind all of these teasing stuff they're talking about with Joshua's unknown past. I guess that's all I'll say for now. Uh, there's some stuff to keep an eye on with that stuff, so I'll just go ahead and leave it with that. Age 16, birthday December 20th, weapon, dual blades. Love the chibi look you got there, Joshua. Looking very sick with the dual blades. So let's go ahead and move on next to Scheherazade. Scheherazade Harvey, dependable mentor figure to the protagonist. A senior bracer known by the name of Silver Streak, possesses a powerful and well-trained physique with alluring beauty. A former apprentice of Estelle's father, Cassius, and serves as a big sister figure to Estelle and the others. Has a caring and protective personality, but is also known for her love of alcohol, and she tends to get a bit too clingy when drunk. Very true, especially when it comes to our next character after Scheherazade. As a mentor, she keeps an eye on Estelle and the others, offering them support and guidance as they grow. That is indeed Scheherazade over there. Perfect mentor for Estelle and Joshua. Looking very cool with the whip. So here we go. Moving on to Olivier, our next character. I love Olivier so much. He's one of my favorite characters. And not just the Sky games, but in all of Trails. I love him so much. A wandering musician hailing from the Empire. A mysterious traveling musician from the great northern nation, the Erebonian Empire. Musically gifted, he can play everything from the piano to the lute, but tends to be extremely self-absorbed. Often confuses those around him with his unpredictable words and actions. But that same unpredictability also comes in handy at times. A sharp insight as he instantly saw through the identities of Estelle and the others upon their first meeting. His reason and purpose for visiting the Liberal Kingdom is completely unknown. There we go. Got some scenes. I'm looking forward to seeing scenes like this of when him and Scheherazade are out drinking. There's a lot of cool, funny stuff over there. Look at that. Here we go, looking badass with his orbital gun. Sorry, I'm really excited to be talking about all this stuff, so very sorry if my words are a bit scrambled and jumbled here and there. Sporting that classic rose. You always do have that rose, Olivier. It's part of your charm and your character. Moving on next, we've got our Agate Krosner, a bracer who is abrasive but a good person at heart. A young bracer with the strength to wield a massive sword, earning him the nickname Heavy Blade. Blunt and ill-mannered, he tends to treat the inexperienced Estelle and Joshua harshly. However, his skill as a bracer is undeniable, and is deeply trusted by those around him. He seems to be investigating a particular case, gathering information while traveling across the Liberal Kingdom alone. I do really love how they're kind of keeping things like cryptic, but like the character backstories, even though obviously, like if you've already played the game, the Sky games before, you already know, or if you just, I guess, I don't know, I've like seen stuff over the internet over the years, but I do like how they've are keeping things cryptic, like I said, for new players who don't quite know that. I love it when remakes do stuff like that. Here we go, got more cool pictures. Looking really nice with the sunset in the back there. A couple of these pictures, this is my first time seeing them too. Oh, look at that. So badass to the sword. I can't wait to see what they do with some of Agate's crafts. He's always been one of the most badass characters in Trails. Super, super cool. And yeah, let's move on to Chloe next. I was super excited to see her in Remake Nest. She looks absolutely amazing. Look at that. We got Segan on her shoulder and her arm as well, just like always. Segan looks awesome as well. Chloe Ryan is a kind-hearted girl devoted to helping the orphanage, a student at the prestigious Genis Royal Academy in the Rouen region. On her days off, she helps out at a nearby orphanage, where her kind and gentle nature has earned her the trust of the children and the headmistress. Although they can't speak the same language, she shares a close bond with the White Falcon, Sieg. She becomes acquainted with Estelle and Joshua while visiting a nearby village on business related to the orphanage. Do they have any pictures of the orphanage? Okay, they have pictures of the orphanage, but what I really want to ask is, okay, they don't have any pictures here of the school play. I mean, they kind of showed some of that stuff in some of the trailers. I absolutely cannot wait to see what that scene's going to be like too. That's like one of the scenes I'm like looking forward to the most, to seeing how they adapt with the remake. That's going to be super funny. Here we go. Oh, I mean, I guess I forgot that this whole character page goes over like everyone, like past the main cast. But I'll just go ahead and stick to the main cast for now and save the newer ones for when we're done here after Zin. So yeah, moving on next, we got Tita Russell, looking very adorable as always. Love to see the red outfit again. I mean, of course, it's in Liberal again, so with the remake, so of course she's gonna be sporting that again. A diligent and hardworking granddaughter of an orbital scientist, the granddaughter of the orbit scientist Professor Russell. Warm and cheerful, she has an earnest, pure-hearted nature that makes her beloved by all. Born into a family of engineers, she has a deep love for machines. Her only flaw is that she loses sight of her surroundings while tinkering with them. Not really that great when especially when it comes to when Estelle and Joshua first meet you. Estelle and Joshua start doting on Tita soon after their first meeting, and she eventually grows to think of them as the older siblings she never had. Very adorable. She has a really great relationship with Estelle and Joshua in this game, so that's going to be really cool to see that again too. And yeah, let's move on next to our last main party member, Din Fathek. Hell yeah, a veteran bracer with a formidable physique from the Calvin Republic. A veteran bracer from the Calvin Republic who has mastered the Taito style, one of the three Great Eastern martial arts styles. Despite his massive bear-like build, he has a warm and easygoing personality. He is a reliable big brother figure. However, he has a soft spot for women. Classic Din originally came to the Liberal Kingdom to compete in a martial arts tournament by himself. However, after lending a hand to Estelle and Joshua during their travels, he decided to team up with them instead. It's also going to be a fun scene to go ahead and see as well. And I just want to go ahead and say apologies ahead of time if I'm pronouncing his first name wrong. Sometimes I'm not the best when it comes to pronouncing names like that. Oh yeah, look at that's cool. Look at that, we got Amalthea in the back there. That picture, that's super cool. Okay, so that about wraps up all of the stuff with the main party members. So let me go ahead and head back to the home page over here, just so I can kind of make things easier. I want to go ahead and get started with the encounters in Bose. Some of the new stuff over here, as I believe. I mean, I don't think I included the Roland stuff, obviously because I didn't have access. There was no access to the English version on this website the last time I made a video talking about the remake, but I just want to go ahead and start with Bose instead, since those are like the newer stuff. But of course, you know, you got your Cassius, your Ina, your Professor Alba, Niall, Dorothy, and Josette. Looking very, very nice. So yeah, here we go. Encounters in Bose. We've got Mayor Maybell, Lila, General Morgan, Colonel Richard, Captain Amalthea, Annalise, which, oh my god, I love Annalise. It's super cool to see her in remake style, and Grant. And I think they let you click on their pages, I believe. I think they also have description stuff over here. Yeah, here we go. Mayor Maybell, the brilliant young mayor of Bose, a bright and energetic young woman who serves as the mayor of the commercial city Bose. After her father's passing, she inherited his political base and became the youngest mayor in history. While she can be somewhat lazy at times, such as skipping prayers at the Septian Church, her attentive and generous nature has earned her the strong trust of the people of Bose. That they indeed have. She is a very, very great mayor. And here we go. We got Lila, her maid, a maid who attends to Mayor Maybell's daily needs, maid of the Bose mayor's estate. She is usually calm and composed, but can be extremely resolute when defending Maybell. Despite her occasional complaints, she generally respects and cares for the mayor, supporting Maybell's work with steadfast dedication. Here we go. General Morgan is up next. A fearsome general known for his hatred for bracers. Yeah, I forgot about that. A top-ranking military general who leads the Royal Army's border division. He is a stubborn old soldier with a strong dislike for bracers, though the reason for this animosity is unknown. Despite having retired from active duty, he is still renowned as a formidable warrior. Even past the age of 60, he can wield a halberd with remarkable ease. He is very, very strong. I mean, of course, he is a general over here. He would not have the title of general if he weren't super, super strong. And yeah, we got Colonel Richard moving up next. This one I thought was really interesting to see him updated, because, I mean, I could be wrong, because I still haven't fully caught up with Trails games yet. I'm on Daybreak 1, about, like, I want to say maybe halfway through it, maybe almost halfway. I don't think Colonel Richard is in, like, current Trails stuff, so this was a surprise, and, I mean, obviously, like, they're not just not going to have him, because he's obviously, like, a super, super important character in this game, but I guess I'm just trying to say, like, it was very cool to see him updated, you know, like I've been saying with the rest of the characters. I'm probably going to be saying that a lot, but I really do mean it. It is super cool to see everyone with their updated looks looking as cool as always. A sharp young leader of the Royal Army, a promising young leader in the Royal Army of Liberl. He founded the military's intelligence division and became its first commander. A smart and capable rising star within the Royal Army, Richard enjoys immense popularity among both his subordinates and the kingdom's people. He greatly values the Bracer Guild, understanding the importance of its collaboration with the military. Despite his accomplishments, he remains humble and never allows his position to inflate. I'm very curious to see how they're going to show him like using his sword over there, because I believe, if I'm remembering right, Colonel Richard was our very first character in Trails that introduced the 8 Leaves, 1 Blade style that is obviously most famously known to be the fighting style and the sword fighting style that Reen Schwarzer uses in the Cold Steel games. Yeah, Richard was our first one, obviously, who was using that, so I can't wait to see how they show some of his attacks and all that. Maybe they'll give him some Reen Schwarzer flair, I guess. I mean, obviously not entirely the same because they're different characters, but still, maybe some cool stuff like that. That'd be really awesome to see. So next up, we got Captain Amalthea, or Colonel Richard's second in command. Devoted adjutant to Colonel Richard, a female officer in the Royal Army's Intelligence Division who serves as Colonel Richard's adjutant. Calm and calculating by nature, she always acts with precision. Her intellect rivals that of Richard himself. Just deeply loyal to Richard, she provides him unwavering support. Yeah, she is very, very supportive of him, which, I mean, of course makes sense. You gotta be when you're the adjutant. Okay, this is the one I'm most excited about. We're moving on to Annalise Elfeed. I love Annalise so much, and I think Cassandra Lee Morris is a very great pick for her, for VA stuff. That's super cool. A young senior bracer from Bose, a young woman who only recently became a senior bracer in the Bose branch. She is recognized by her large ribbon and her fondness for cute things. Her grandfather is Yun Ka Fai, the founder of the Eastern sword style 8 Leaves, 1 Blade. Another 8 Leaves, 1 Blade connection here. The only reason I didn't say that with Annalise is, of course, she does a different fighting style, I think, from remembering right, than 8 Leaves, 1 Blade. But yes, being related to Yun Ka Fai, very cool. Although she's not her grandfather's direct disciple and is still in the process of developing her skills, she shows considerable potential as a swordswoman. Yeah, she's very, very strong. Oh, look at that. I love how they show her obsessing with cute things. Very accurate to Annalise. So moving on next, we got our last character for the Bose section of the game. We got Grant, a senior bracer affiliated with the Bose branch. A bracer assigned to the Bose branch and Annalise is senior. While he may appear to be a charming gentleman, in battle he wields a great sword and charges fearlessly into the front lines. His friendly personality and caring nature makes him well liked by local residents, who see him as a kind young man. Let's go over the Encounters in Ruan page now, starting with Lieutenant Julia Schwartz, a lieutenant of the Royal Guard, a commanding officer of the new high-speed cruiser Arsaea. Lieutenant of the Royal Guard, her primary duty is to protect the royal family. In battle, she wields a rapier, showcasing swift and graceful swordsmanship that overwhelms her enemies. Known for her diligent and sincere personality, as well as her dignified aura in the Royal Guard uniform, she is said to have many secret admirers, both among civilians and within the military. That is very true. It's not just in these games you'll be hearing about secret admirers. Even in the later Trails games, past Sky 1 as well, you hear, and other regions of Zemuria, you hear people talking about her. And so she does indeed have her fair share of admirers, and she's looking awesome, updated as well. And here we go. We got Gilbert Stein up next. Cool to see you in the Mayor Dalmore assistant-like fit. The fresh young secretary to Mayor Dalmore, a refined young man who works as the personal secretary to Dalmore, the noble-born mayor of Ruan. He is a graduate of the prestigious Janus Royal Academy and continues to support his juniors even after completing his studies. He appears to have a strong disdain for the delinquent group that loiters around the warehouse district in the southern part of the city, and it's not uncommon to see him reprimanding them in the streets. Not going to add a super lot to Gilbert, as there's not really a whole lot to add outside of pre-game talk stuff. You're just going to have to go ahead and jump into the game and see more about what he has to offer when you're playing, if you haven't played it before. So let's go ahead and move on to Headmaster Collins, Dean Collins of Janus Royal Academy, a wise scholar adored by the people of the Burl. The headmaster of the prestigious Janus Royal Academy, distinguished by his long white beard. Gentle and highly perceptive, his kind demeanor has earned him the admiration of both students and faculty. Recognized as one of Liberal's foremost scholars, he also serves as the representative of the Ruan region when the mayor is absent. Very great pick. He is very smart. It's no wonder why he is the teen of Genis. So, yeah, next up, we've got part of the student council, I think they were a part of. Yeah, student council, I see it down there. Jill, with Chloe. I believe Chloe was also part of the student council. Sorry, it's been, I want to say maybe like a year or two, maybe 2 years, I think, since I last played the Sky game, so just little smaller details like that I might not remember entirely, but I believe that's correct. Jill Redonor. Let's just keep moving on. The lively but rash student council president. The current student council president of Genis Royal Academy, recognizable by her trademark ponytail in classes. Though reliable and a natural leader, she often rushes into decisions which can lead to unintentionally involving other students in trouble. She is close friends with her roommate Chloe, and the two are top honor students who compete for the highest grades. They are very smart indeed, and here we go. We got our next character to talk about, who is also part of the student council, Hans, the friendly student council vice president. The student council vice president of Genis Royal Academy, known for his cheerful and friendly personality. While Jill charges ahead with her bold ideas, Hans supports the student council by keeping an eye on everyone and serving as a steady right-hand man. Although he struggles with academics and may come off as an unserious student, he is actually very compassionate and possesses a remarkable ability to understand people's feelings. That's gonna be fun, seeing some of those scenes within the Joshua. And here we go, we got our last two. We've got Karna, part of the Bracer gang that Annalise is a part of, just like Grant. Big sister-like senior Bracer, a female Bracer based in Ruan, though she operates throughout the kingdom. With a big sisterly, down-to-earth personality, Karna excels at long-range combat with an orbital gun. She also provides valuable support from the rear using orbital arts. Even Agate, a fellow Bracer from the same generation, acknowledges her skill. That's how you know she's strong. Agate's recognizing the skills that she's got, that's how you know she's a formidable opponent. So last one up, we've got Jean, our receptionist of the Ruan Bracer Guild branch. A young man who serves as a receptionist to the Bracer Guild's Ruan branch. Though he has a modest appearance, his sunny disposition and easygoing nature allow him to communicate smoothly with the Guild's clients. In Ruan, where tourist-related mishaps are commonplace, he handles his duties with pride and precision. His efficiency is recognized even among other branches. I've always did like how they kind of gave some personality and some character to the receptionist branches, because they could have just very well just kind of had them like not be like characters you kind of remember, but there are certainly a handful of them that I do remember, most particular the one in the Gransel region, which is going to take a little bit till we get to the pages of Gransel, because obviously we have to get to Zeiss first, but the guy that runs the branch in the Gransel one is definitely my favorite from the Sky game, the receptionist, so I can't wait till we get to see his page. Okay, let's go into our About Tactical Ordnance page next. Super cool, giving you some more looks of ordnance, obviously. I mean, if you've played any other Trails games, you obviously know how ordnance works. Same thing, you have the arts, you can do some really cool attacks with them, super nice. Endless strategies for quartz customization, tactical ordnance. The arts are looking really cool. We've got some pictures over here, looking super cool. We've got an electric art, maybe that's like the air one, I believe, yeah. That's a buff one. I think that's one of the time ones, I think, like one of the Krona-like arts, I believe. Super cool. The skull over there. There we go. Nice looking orbit over there, Olivier. A nice buffing one over there. You get all the stats up there. I don't remember something like that in the original game. That's a nice little new touch. I like that. Okay, so looks like maybe they might add a couple of new words here that weren't originally in the game, so that's super cool. I like that. In Trails in the Sky, first chapter, each character possesses a tactical ornament. By equipping crystal circuits known as quartz, the player can enhance character stats and appears. Cool arts. There are 7 elements of quartz: earth, water, fire, wind, time, space, and mirage. When you insert quartz into a tactical ornament, the elemental values of all quartz within each engraved ornament line will be summed up separately. Arts can be used when their elemental value requirements are met. Each art has its own elemental value requirements, and then clicking on these pages, go ahead and take us to things like battle system, talking about stuff like that. I guess I'll go over this one as well, because I think this also talks more about the new battle system that the remake's going to be implementing. It's taken an approach and taken notes from Trails Through Daybreak and games going forward past Daybreak 1 by implementing, I believe, like action side to the turn-basedness as well, which that's going to be awesome. It's going to be cool to kind of like have to my brain to get readjusted into having like action parts into for Trails in the Sky. But I do like that change. That's going to keep things very fresh and even more fun. So, okay, let's see what I'm going to get started with. Okay, the command battles is obviously your turn-based stuff, so the quick battle, I guess, that's the newer thing for the Sky game. I'll go ahead and talk a little bit more about that as what they're giving us. Quick battle: land devastating blows and deftly avoid enemy attacks and real-time action quick battles, while making use of each character's unique normal attacks to deal out damage. Dodge incoming enemy attacks with backstep and rolls. Watch for the right moment and unleash powerful crafts to turn the tide. Pretty much, if you've played Daybreak 1 and beyond for the Trails games, it probably is looking like it's not going to be that bad to kind of like implement and remember how to do that from when it comes to the Sky Remake. If you haven't played Daybreak 1 and beyond, though, I will say this system with the merge of the turn-based command battle stuff and the action quick battle is so fun. It's like super addicting. Like, I've always been so in Trails and just RPGs in general, where I always want to go out of my way to fight all sorts of enemies because I just love doing the battles, but especially so with like the hybrid system they have. It's so much fun, and I would imagine that they'll probably explain it in a similar way or maybe identical to how Daybreak does it. It's super addicting, it's super fun, and I promise you it's not going to take that long to understand it. It might take a couple battles here and there, but once you get the hang of it and you're in a flow state, oh man, you're just going to want to keep doing endless battles until the end of the game. Now, the last thing I want to go ahead and go over here in this website is the products page. It just goes a little more in depth of like some of the DLC that the game is going to have. Now, there is a couple other pages outside of DLC stuff, separate thing. There are a little bit more pages to talk about some other things, but I believe the rest of the stuff is kind of just like links to videos that I'll just be pulling up later on the YouTube channel of Gung Ho, who are the people who are doing the localization for the Sky Remake. So let's finish things off, like I said, with the products page. Here we go, products and DLC. DLC, Launch Celebration Pack. Here we go. Looking better shot of the super amazing, very big chibi costumes of Estelle and Joshua. I love that. Down to the outfits and the eyes and the way the faces and the hands and the legs look. It literally is basically just like Estelle and Joshua look from the original Trails in the Sky game. Just jumps right into your screen under the remake. I love that. It's super cool. Got the mascot costume, and then of course, Trails games have been doing this since Cold Steel 3, I believe. We've got our summer swimsuit costumes. Very nice. Estelle and Joshua are looking really cool, especially like the shades that Joshua's got on his head over there. Looking nice. You can always never go wrong with a pair of really cool shades. And I like the vest you got going on there too. So yeah, you got the summer costumes, and then the Neo Bracer costume over here for Estelle. I really like the red. Kind of reminds me a little bit of Yuna's jacket from Cold Steel 4, like the red, the shade of red with that color there. It looks super nice with the rest of the Estelle's fit, especially with the Stregas, or iconic Stregas. And we got some item sets. Trails games have been doing that a lot too, of course, with DLC. Rail Ring, Droplet Strength 2, Droplet Defense 2, Zaran Powder, Proxy Puppet 5, and get from the Burl item set HP 2, HP 2, one of those, Droplet of Life, 2 of those, Zaran Powder, 1 of those, Proxy Puppet 5, 1 of those. Now, the one thing I'm not entirely sure about, which I'm very sorry to say ahead of time that I don't have full info on this yet. I don't know how the DLC is going to work. I know obviously if you've bought the collector's edition through Limited Run Games, I believe you do get access to the DLC through there. But I don't know how it's going to be other than that. Although, I don't know why I'm trying to make it out like it's going to be a big deal, because I probably imagine that Falcom's going to do what Falcom has always done for DLC with their games, for East and Trails, where it's just going to be available to purchase right off into the store, like right when the game drops. But I just want to go ahead and say ahead of time, just in case maybe they do something different that I don't entirely know how that DLC is going to be handled. So apologies for that. And yeah, the rest of it just goes over the Steelbook stuff. Kind of just what I've been shown over with the collector's edition. They go ahead and show it over here. I was so preoccupied and excited talking about all the other stuff that the website has to offer that I completely forgot that I said earlier I was going to go a little bit more in depth when it comes to the ornament menu and how I feel about how it's a connection to how it looks in the original game compared to the remake. Very sorry about that. But yes, here we go. We got the pictures pulled up here and better look at them. And to elaborate more on what I was saying earlier, it's just super cool from down to like the way the fonts look and like the menu of like the pocket watch ornament thing in the back with like the color scheme and like the just all the sorts of little cool details like that in the back. It really does feel, and especially with this over here, like the menu items, the quartz, the slots, the exchange, ordnance, equip, all of that stuff just looks super cool, like perfect recreation of the older menus and looks from the older games. And it's again, like I was saying, with the attention to detail with having older costumes come back to life, like with Mario Odyssey, with Mario 64, and Sonic Shadow Generations with the Sonic Adventure costume. I just love it when there's like just so much little detail extra care in that. The little details that go a long way, and to make definitely makes you feel like that there's so much care put into a remake than you have initially thought. That about covers everything I want to go ahead and show you guys with the website of the game here. So now, moving on, I want to go ahead and jump into the character trailers and the region introduction trailers. But before we go ahead and jump in, I just want to go ahead and say how I'm going to kind of structure it. I'm just going to have the trailers be shown back to back, just like that, and I'll save my, my talking points on them afterwards, after all they have been shown. As I'm probably going to be repeating myself here and there with a handful of them, as they're all structured very similarly. So yeah, let's go ahead and get right on to the trailers now.
All right! Ready, Joshua?
Estelle, Joshua, how about you two handle some of those jobs in my stead?
You mean handle the jobs for you? We'll do it, Joshua. You're okay with that, right?
You are currently junior bracers. To become a senior bracer, you must receive a recommendation from each regional branch within the kingdom.
What?
This is what you always dreamed of. Why are you getting cold feet now?
Hey, you're bottling things up again. I can tell, you know. That's not the type of thing you get to decide all on your own.
All the more reason to stay calm. Keep it cool. The path will show itself.
I want to protect it too. This peace that we cherish. I want to protect all the wonderful people we've met along the way. The people I love. We're not powerless, and we'll prove it here and right now. Trails in the Sky, first chapter. This is where our journey begins. Falcom.
Estelle, why did you rush in here alone?
Save the lecture for later. Help me deal with them first.
Yeah, it'll be good experience for us. It's true we're rookies, but together, the two of us are as good as a veteran. If we cover for each other's shortcomings, I think we can make it work.
Two of us together. Yeah, you're right.
Oh, that's the Bracer Guilds. Does that mean you're bracers? It's very impressive to find bracers as young as you two.
It's not a matter of being right or wrong. Maybe I really am just cold-hearted.
Whatever path you choose, these last 5 years will stay with you.
Hey, young man. Getting all melancholic?
Seriously, how can you be so off? Wait, hang on. I never agreed to this. You really are your father's daughter. Let me keep my promise to you. Trails in the Sky, first chapter. Let's go. Our invaluable journey awaits. Falcom.
Don't worry, I got your backs.
Shara! Morning!
Oh, Estelle and Joshua. It's rare to see you two so early in the morning. Time to whip things up. Well, training rookies is just part of a bracer's duty.
But this is for none other than Cassius. Please, don't worry and go.
Thank you, Aina. Does this girl want to become a woman? My whip could help with that.
Whoa now, Shara. When you look at me like that, it's hard to tell that you're obviously choking.
You drink, or I bring the whole place down.
She's in tantrum mode.
In other words, something that should be impossible has occurred. Is that it?
No need to make that kind of face. You just gotta stand tall and be there for Estelle.
Trails in the Sky, first chapter.
I'll whip you up good. Don't you forget. Falcom,
It's showtime, my friends! Cheer me on! My, how terrible. Nothing is ever born from fighting, only more destruction. Rather, allow me to sing you a song.
Hey, why don't we head back to the city now?
Yeah.
Wait, my lovely companions! Where are you off to without me? I am Olivier Lenheim, a wandering bard and musician. As you know, I'm from Erebonia, and I've come to Liberal to perform. I have little doubt in my gunnery and orbal arts. I'll show you the essence of beauty! Let me know if you make any progress. And make sure the Chancellor doesn't get wind of this. Please. You've bored me quite enough.
Oh, you wouldn't refuse.
Trails in the Sky, first chapter.
Let us have an exchange of words. The past and future of our love. Falcom.
Let's get to talking about those trailers now for a little bit. So, right off the bat, the first thing that I've loved with the character trailers is how well they do on kind of just giving you like a quick rundown on like what the character is going to be like based off like the words they say, the tone they say those words in, their actions, and the certain scenes they pick out. Like, you know, you've got like the scene where Stella's telling Joshua like you're bottling things up, and then the things with Joshua, you know, teasing his past, then the things with Sherazard, pointing to her character, like with Stella and Joshua, with the drunk scenes, and then with Olivier, with the rose, and the playing the piano, and hearing the lute music in the back. There's so much little details in there that they did a great job in, with kind of sprinkling in little bits of the character personalities if you haven't gotten to know these characters yet. And you're, especially, like, if you're jumping into this game, your first entry point to the series, you won't really know much about the characters unless you've like already heard about them from someone else who's played the game, or just, I guess, on your own time across social media or something. It's just a quick little bit to be like, hey, these are what the characters are going to be like, this is what you can expect from them, and giving you little kind of, especially with Joshua, like things to come of what to also expect going forward with them. And of course, outside of the little sprinkles of character personality, you also have little showcases of what they're going to be like in battle, although obviously not like a full entire look. It's not like you're getting an actual like full battle breakdown, rundown of them. I believe they're probably just going to save that for you to do that in the game, but it's enough to kind of show you little bits of their crafts here and there, especially with like some of the buff crafts, and I think some of the S crafts that they tease as well. I think like the one with Joshua like jumping in with the dual daggers is probably the Black Fang S craft that he had at the start of the game, I think. So yeah, basically to recap, I thought the character trailers were great. Great showcase of personality and little bits of battle stuff as well. So now that the character trailers done, so let's move on to our last batch of trailers that I wanted to talk about and show in the videos. And that is 3 out of the 5, we only have 3 right now, of the region introduction trailers with Roland, Bose, and Ruan.
All right, let's go help everyone in Roland. Look! It's an airliner! Yahoo! Safe travels!
Where does her energy even come from?
And thus, the bright explorers have reached the deep end of the cave!
Okay, are you satisfied? Then let's go find the foreman.
Joshua, you're so heartless.
If you want me to treat you like a grown-up, you'd better hurry up and become a senior bracer.
Once your training today is complete, you'll officially join the ranks of the Bracers.
It truly is, isn't it? One simply cannot overstate the beauty of this place's history.
I can't put something like that in a news article. At Liberal News, we print gossip, not nonsense.
Ah! Niall! Help me!
Bracers? Ah! This is like a dream come true.
Trails in the Sky, first chapter.
Accepting pre-orders now.
Let's go. Our invaluable journey awaits.
Falcom. Wow! It's huge! It feels like a real city.
This is the center of the Bose region, the commercial city of Bose.
With the exception of the royal capital, it's the largest city in Liberal.
Huh, I see. Hey, huge building over there.
That's the Bose Market. It's an indoor market with all kinds of shops.
Wow! It sure lives up to its name as a commercial city.
My sword is invincible! Just kidding.
Wait, don't tell me you're gonna investigate the incident.
Could he be the rumored musician? Such fascinating guests we have.
What could have possibly made him join the Bracer Guild of all things?
It is our duty, as the Intelligence Division, to respond swiftly during emergencies.
How about it, Niall? Will this make a suitable article?
Trails in the Sky, first chapter. Accepting pre-orders now.
I'll whip you up good. Don't you forget.
Falcom! Wow. So this is Ruan. It's such a beautiful city.
The deep blue of the sea, pure white of the buildings. It's such a stark contrast. It really does have a port city feel.
There's so much to see in this city. There's a small park with a lighthouse by the sea. But perhaps most notable of all is the Langland Bridge.
Langland Bridge?
It's a large bridge that connects this block to South Block, across the river. It's a drawbridge that uses a hoisting device.
The drawbridge, huh? That sounds pretty interesting.
Greetings, Bracers. We appreciate your cooperation. You can leave the rest to us.
If you don't stop this, I'll report you to the Bracer Guild again.
Oh, impressive indeed. To be bracers already at your age.
I knew I was right.
You know the world's going downhill when someone like her is student council president.
Ah, you're that infamous peer from Roland.
Phew! Ruan sure is glad to have you during these busy times. A pleasure to be working with you two.
Trails in the Sky, first chapter.
Accepting pre-orders now.
We shall rise, together with the white wings.
Falcom!
Now, the first thing I want to go over with the region trailers is obviously what a region trailer should be doing, which is going over what it looks like, what's it about, what's the history here, what are the things you can do, and they did a great job with that, of course, with having some of the characters talking about things you can do here, like in Bose, which, by the way, for the longest time, for years, I always thought it was pronounced Bose, but I guess they say Bose, but I'm going to stick with my pronunciation because I like it a little more. With Sherazard telling Estelle about the Bose market, and then with Ruan, with Chloe telling Estelle and Joshua about the drawbridge in the city. And just like I was saying with the character trailers, it's the little things like that that really go a long way to let you know that you've got yourselves a pretty good trailer when it comes to doing what it's being set out to do. Now, for the next thing I also really liked is I also liked that they gave characters who aren't a part of the main cast time to speak. You had Dean Collins talking, you had Niall talking, you had Dorothy talking, and Annalise, and Mayor Maybell, and all sorts of the people that Estelle and Joshua will be meeting across the different regions in Liberl. And I thought that was really cool as well. And for the last thing that I really liked is I love how they have the little chibi models around in the video with the characters kind of explaining to Estelle and Joshua mostly about the certain things. It kind of gives me the vibes of how Hoyoverse handles their version special program live stream broadcasts, and they have little chibi models of the characters with the VAs going over and talking about the updates and characters and all this stuff like that. It kind of reminds me of that, and I kind of like that vibe they went for it. It's very cute. Now, the very last thing I want to go ahead and show off in this video is right over here at noisypixel.net with Trails in the Sky First Chapter Remake shares new character details, combat systems, and retail bonuses posted on May 8th, 2025. I'm very sorry for the ads there in the back. No matter how hard you try, ad blocker or not, these websites, and sometimes even YouTube, especially YouTube, I've heard they've gotten really bad with ads recently. They just plaster the ads all over the place, so very sorry if that gets annoying. And also, hopefully, I'm really hoping that some of these are okay to show on YouTube. I mean, beauty stuff, that's probably fine. I believe the stuff that I really came here to show is stuff further down. Although I guess some of these as well, you get some gameplay pictures of talking to more characters with Niall, Dorothy, Cassius, Alba, Ina, Josette, more of Niall, more of Dorothy, some battle stuff by the Tetrasilic Towers as well. It's super cool. Get some craft stuff, some arts, some of that, which maybe that's implementing like the burst system from like the later Cold Steel games. That would be pretty sick if so. But okay, where is the stuff I'm looking for? Maybe it's like at the very bottom. I haven't checked this article in a while. Here we go. This is what I wanted to show. We get some more looks of the oversized costumes, which looks absolutely amazing. Still looks amazing, and even more pictures the more I see it. And I love how you can like mix and match with them. Like there you go. You got Estelle like looking normal with her head right there, and then like below the body is just the oversized jumbo stuff from the original 2004 game, just like 2004. We're right back in 2004, like back then. I love that. And then the picture of them looking at each other, very cute. And I think there's also some stuff down here, I believe. Yeah, we can get outside of the oversized stuff, although that was the main event for why I pulled up this article. Look at this Neo Bracer stuff. I believe this is like retail bonus stuff from like Japan, I believe. You can get these super cute Stella and Joshua plush keychains. I guess you get an actual mug, like a Bracer Guild mug. That's pretty sick. I won't lie, that's pretty cool. And oh god, I'm always really bad with remembering what these things are, but like those little poster rack things you can like hang up, which is also very, very cool. Okay, well, that about wraps things up, I believe, for all the things I want to go ahead and talk about in this video. We went over a lot of big stuff. We went over like DLC costumes, character trailers, region trailers, so much stuff on the website with battle ornament stuff, battle news, all sorts of cool information. And I keep saying it, but I really do absolutely mean it. The closer we get to this game's release, the more excited I am to re-experience Liberal and like all of the HD updated, remade gloriness. And although I do have some worries with, I guess most particularly, the new localization script that is going to happen with Gung Ho, because I still remember how they said it's going to be a little bit different compared to the iconic Xseed one, but I have faith. From all the stuff I've heard in all of these trailers, and from the little like dialogue exchanges we've had from them, I have a little bit more faith that it's going to end up being really, really good. Seems like that they've kept the character interactions and the character personalities as close enough as they were in the original game. I hope you guys enjoyed, and maybe, who knows, maybe you learned something you didn't know about with all the stuff I talked about with the remake that you haven't already. Although it's possible that a handful of these things, a lot of you have probably already known for a little bit, because a couple of the things I talked about have kind of been out for a while. But like I was saying at the start of the video, I just wanted to go ahead and wait for the perfect chance to kind of just lump everything into one big video, so it's not like I'm making like 10 videos like back to back, like each week or however long they were spanning them. I know they kind of had a handful of stuff over the past few months, starting in like February, March range. And as each day passes, the closer we get to the release of the remake. We've only got like a couple months left to go, maybe a little bit more than that, but we're in July and it's coming out in September, so we're very, very close, and I'm super excited. And I know they're probably going to talk a bit more about it, obviously, from here on out. Probably might have some bigger stuff to do, because we still have the rest of the character trailers, like for Chloe, Tita, Jin, and all of that, and then we got like the Zeiss and Grand Soul region trailer that we have yet to see as well. So I know those are going to be on the horizon eventually. So yeah, once again, hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next Trails in the Sky remake video. See you next time, Zamirians.